Hey there, welcome to Saturday night. It's the Cryptids and Conspiracies night. Got a couple in the chat already. Captain Finity, hey, popcorn is out. Hope we entertain. Hell, y'all, hope you're having a blessed day. It's Zach Tan. All right, and yeah, and Wookie. So there we go. Anyway, all right. Okay. Well, speaking of Wookie, let me bring him out.
Who gives a shit? Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives it. That's the freaking classic.
Yeah, definitely.
That's like the best one.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we'll bring out this guy.
Exceptional. And he had one thing you haven't got.
What's that, sir?
A great big bushy beard. Come on.
Welcome to the show.
Hey,
big bushy beard. Hey. What was you saying? I'm sorry. Cut you out,
Dude, the intro was awesome. I love how. Oh my god, that was great.
Yeah.
Oh,
the thumbnail stuff. Oh man.
Yeah. Grok's getting better. Better
That's
at this
awesome
stuff.
right there.
I attended a funeral today, and I saw guys that I worked with like just 2 to 3 years ago, and they all said, "Man, your beard's so small now." It's
really?
It makes me forget how it used to look. I gotta go see.
Well, you've shaved it at least twice since I've known you.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Anyway. All right. Well, I guess we'll bring on last but certainly not least this guy.
If it's no Scottish, it's crap.
Hey!
Because if it's not Scottish, it's indeed
right.
crap.
Hello,
All
everybody.
right.
How you doing? It's great to be back. It's lovely to see Wookie eating on stream again.
Yeah, there you go. Wouldn't be a Saturday night stream if Wookie wasn't munching in our ear.
It's El Squatcho tonight.
Yeah, pendejo is right.
I'm the pendejo. I am the
definitely.
pendejo.
Definitely. Anyway. So tonight we're going to get away from the supernatural for a little while. Especially we kind of hit a dead end last week, so anyway, so let's get away from supernatural for a little while and go to something that seemingly is supernatural in that the dark hours of 1988. I mean, 1888. Sorry, 1888 in London. There was a killer who was stalking women, namely women of the night, and was butchering them in ways very creatively and very gruesomely. And we're still talking about him today. The name given to him at the time was Brown Apron, a leather apron, I think.
Leather apron.
Yeah. There's a couple other ones, but the one that stuck is Jack the Ripper. And so, anyway, so this, the last kill count, I think, the counting in the ones that speculated was about 11. But some people think that this was, a killer with bigger. He was just in town for the few nights to kill, namely from 88 to 91.
They classified, I think, the ones in 1888 as the 5 canonical ones.
Yeah,
Yeah. So there could have been some copycats, but who the hell knows?
Maybe.
Well, I mean, he killed very distinctively and very, and it wasn't well known his killing methods because of, they left a lot of detail out of paper. So, to say he's a copycat, it would have to be somebody like within the police to even know that.
Yeah.
So anyway, tonight we're going to talk about a certain theory. This has been around almost since the bodies were still warm. And this is the Duke theory. The Ripper is reputed to have been a member of the royal family. Now, there's a couple candidates. One of them is the royal doctor, but we won't be focusing on him. We'll be focusing on the grandson of Queen Bess herself, the Duke of Clarence and Avondale, Prince Albert Victor. So we're not talking about Prince Albert in a can. That's our.
Oh,
that's
you
our
beat
husband.
me to it. Damn
Yeah,
you.
I knew you were going to go there. So anyway, but yeah, the Prince Albert in the can actually came from her paramour, the Crown Duke, Prince Albert. But we're talking about the grandson, who also was known Albert Victor. So that's in particular who we're talking about tonight. I tried multiple times to upload some clips. I could not get it, so we're just gonna have to go basically off research tonight. Anyway, so
Research. What's that?
yeah, I just sent you guys a bunch of clips. I'm sure you watched all of them,
You
right?
just watch, click on some conspiracy theorist on Twitter, and then start arguing. That's how I do all my.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. But anyway, so basically what we're
over there.
What's that?
Troll's probably melting right now, even in the dark.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I almost had to wear my sunglasses. You know, I mean, it's just...
You guys are having record heat.
Oh yes. What's it? It's like 18 degrees currently at the minute.
Yeah.
My
Well,
computer
that's not
tells
bad.
me.
Over
That's
there.
I was not aware that all of England does not have air conditioning. Like any of it. Any
No,
of it has
if any Englishman buys an air conditioner, it'll instantly trigger global warming. Instantly.
Oh,
Exactly. Yeah. That's why they banned them. That's why they banned them. You know, because it's for the green agenda. You know, it's
They do the same thing. Well, when I used to live in San Diego, all the houses on the coast, none of them had AC.
right.
They built them that way. I'm like, what the hell? Why you want to buy a house with no AC? Because I grew up in the freaking desert. Then you go to the coast and it's like, okay. And then it gets like 95 and they're like, oh, I'm dying.
right.
Well, that's it.
Well,
shit.
yeah, you kind of live in a place where if you didn't have air conditioning, you would be dead. So
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
Air conditioning is your friend.
I believe it's
over
a
here.
desert.
Yeah.
Yes. I live in a desert.
okay, all right. Just can't do it. Just can't do it like him. Anyway, so let me try to play, since my clip's didn't upload. Let me try to play it off of the net itself. I think my computer can handle it. Let me see here. All right. So so now what we're going to talk about was Jack the Ripper, a member of the royal family. So this is a video I watched earlier. So let's take a look.
In a 2019 interview with the writer Ellen Lavelle, historian Hallie Rubenhold stated that the identity of Jack the Ripper was irrelevant. "I'm not interested in who he is," she went on. And listen, why would she be? This came in the wake of Rubenhold's brilliant book, The Five, which examined the lives of the 5 canonical victims of the 19th century London Ripper. Rubenhold wished to shine a light on the lives of the women who were killed in the East End of London in 1888, rather than gorily focusing on the details of their deaths, as so many accounts of Jack the Ripper by so-called ripperologists have done. And she has a really good point. But as a historian of masculinity and manhood, I am actually interested in who he was. Or maybe I should be more precise and say, I'm interested in who they said he was, both at the time in the East End of London and now. Why might this interest me? Well, the reasons are twofold. Firstly, we are certain, or we're as certain as we can be, that the person who we know as Jack the Ripper was a man who violently ended the lives of multiple women. His masculinity, I think, is key to this violence, and we must not, therefore, shy away from asking what it was about Victorian masculinity in particular that so twisted his ideology of gender and of sex that he committed these crimes. This is vital, I think, because we are experiencing a very well-documented epidemic of violence against women perpetrated by men in our own time. So I don't feel really that we've earned the right to look away. As men.
Of course, he's not meaning anybody from Middle Eastern descent. That's not what he's talking about. So, anyway,
Not talking about white folk by any chance, is he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably,
no.
most likely. Anyway,
Gee, what a surprise.
Perhaps there are toxic elements of this Victorian masculinity that remain with us now that might, in some way, account for our contemporary iterations of violence. And surely they ought to be identified, explored, dissected, and expunged. Secondly, of the men that have been named as likely suspects, all but one is not Jack the Ripper, and perhaps none of them are. If you Google the Ripper now, their names will instantly appear, and then they have been preserved for posterity in the same sentence as the most notorious serial killer perhaps of all time. Some of those names, true enough, are associated with other crimes, so therefore they've been linked to this. Others, however, have been accused because they were not English, or because they were poor, or because they struggled with mental health conditions.
okay. I
I
can already see where that one's going. Let me find a different one.
you don't want to get that thing pulled down, do you?
They hit all the words. All you needed was problematic and systemic.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I don't remember it being that woke. I think I came in the middle of it earlier. So
What the hell?
anyway,
Well, I mean,
that's my fault.
I suppose at the minute the most prolific serial killer is probably the Grim Reaper because he takes everybody out, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't
Yes, he does,
discriminate.
yeah.
He just
Right.
he just collects them.
Yep.
Well, I think they do kind of like, especially when they're talking about the bad habits of white men. They do bring up Victorian England a lot, in our imperialistic era.
Okay.
So I guess that kind of slipped.
Yeah,
past
they
me
always
there.
mention how the bad habits of Victorian England, that was inventing physics, science, exploring
Yeah.
the world, eradicating.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Well, there was no two-story structures in an entire continent. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Right.
that's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Well. Let me see. Let me find the one where my clips were. The clips I was trying to find earlier. 1 second, gentlemen. Let me bring this one up right quick.
Yeah, I saw some of the clips on the thing earlier, but yeah.
Yeah. Let me see.
Hey, Kroll, did you see the private chat?
Oh, sorry, no, I haven't. I'll have a wee look at that
Yeah,
just now.
check that. Yeah, that's what it is
Oh.
right now.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it must be freezing
in
over
your
there. then.
language. Yeah,
Freezing cold, I guess. That
Yeah.
must be cold. That's
And it-
cold for you, isn't it?
it went up in like less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. Let me see here.
Just remember, any evidence of weather is evidence of climate change.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, look, there's a cloud. Oh.
I tell you what, if there was ever going to be like a freaking blizzard in here, great, bring it, bring the blizzard.
All right.
Bad
What's that?
chance of that
Right.
happening.
What was this? I saw this floating about. I just got to mention it since you mentioned that. It's just like, just remember if you're complaining about the heat, it could be worse because imagine trying to shovel snow in this.
I saw.
All right.
I was in Tucson, Arizona, in 2008, 2007 actually, or 2007. Tucson, Arizona. We were looking to move there from San Diego. We got caught in a hailstorm in downtown Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
The ice melted. By the time it hit the ground, it was already melting.
Oh, wow.
And after it stopped, probably about 20 minutes, there was nothing.
Yeah.
You couldn't see anything, just dampness.
Okay.
And boy,
All right.
it was nice and humid.
Well, did you know that King Tut was born in Arizona and then he moved to Babylonia, King Tut?
I did not know that.
Nobody knows the Steve Martin song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, actually, I do know that song.
God, I
Anyway.
think I heard that album back in the 70s.
Oh, everybody did.
I know, right?
That
I
song was
haven't. I
on,
don't
and
think I
then
have.
Devil went down to Georgia. It was on a constant loop.
And Cruel Shoes.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard that, but it's maybe
Oh, yeah.
a wee bit before my
King
time,
Tut.
perhaps.
All right.
He performed
Okay,
that on Saturday Night Live too.
Okay, I found it. All right, share screen.
See, if Cooper doesn't control us, we just go off like.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll just be like cats.
Yeah,
herding cats.
I've got to kind of keep a right herd on you guys. All right, here you go.
Was Jack the Ripper a royal prince? The story that he was Prince Albert Victor, eldest son of the future Edward VII, and the then second in line for the throne, has been around since at least the mid-20th century. But how credible is it really? This is History Calling, where I bring you new videos every week on all aspects of the past, and today we're going to look at one of the most famous and brutal crime sprees in recorded history, and at just one of the conspiracy theories it has spawned. The story of the Jack the Ripper crimes is well known.
Mm-hmm.
In the space of barely 10 weeks in the late summer and autumn of 1888, an unknown man murdered at least 5 women in the Whitechapel area of London, all of whom worked as prostitutes, and he mutilated their bodies to varying degrees. These 5 canonical victims, and he is suspected by some of having killed others, were Mary Ann Nichols, killed on the 31st of August, Annie Chapman, killed on the 8th of September, Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes, both murdered on the 30th of September, and Mary Jane Kelly, who was horribly butchered on the 9th of November. No one was ever identified as the murderer, and witness statements from those who saw the victims with their presumed killer varied considerably. Some claimed he had a fair complexion with dark hair. One woman thought he looked foreign and had a foreign accent too. Some thought he was well dressed, even shabby genteel. Others thought he was not. One mentioned a deerstalker hat, another a peaked cap, another a sailor hat. He was apparently anywhere from 30 to 40 years old.
Oh, by the way, because of the deerstalker explanation, somebody, for a little while, it was rumored that Sherlock Holmes was a suspect.
Okay.
There you go.
And his height was variously placed
Must be Sherlock
between
Holmes
5 feet
then.
6 inches and 5 feet 9 inches, depending on who you spoke
The
to.
time lines up.
Several also mentioned him as having a moustache. It has been postulated too that he may have had some background in butchery or medicine because of the injuries he inflicted on his victims and the removal of some of their organs. The reasons his crimes came to an end in Whitechapel are unknown, but the most likely explanations are that he was dead, incarcerated, or had moved on somewhere else. Now we come to Prince Albert Victor, known as Eddie to his family and friends. Born in 1864, he was the eldest son of the Prince and Princess of Wales, the future King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra, and the grandson of Queen Victoria. This made him the second in line to the throne, and the man who should in fact have become king. Sadly, it wasn't to be. Albert Victor had just become engaged to Princess Mary of Teck in late 1891, only to succumb to a combination of influenza and pneumonia and die at Sandringham House on the 14th of January 1892. He was barely 28. So now that we have an understanding of the basic outline of the Ripper crimes and of who Prince Albert Victor was, let's get to the juicy part of the video. How did these two men ever become associated with one another? If you Google this story, you'll likely read that the first mention of the prince's name in connection with the crimes was made in 1970, in an article published in the Criminologist magazine and written by a medical doctor called Thomas Stowell. This is not in fact true, though it is how the story gained prominence. There is at least one earlier mention of this theory in a French book published in 1962 on Edward VII, in which the author says, and this is a translation obviously, The young man's bad reputation, this is referring to Prince Albert Victor, spread among public opinion. It was rumoured that he was Jack the Ripper. Others will attribute the crimes of Whitechapel to the Duke of Bedford. The information wasn't sourced, and I'm unaware of any public rumours that Albert Victor was connected with the crimes predating this. The man who was the Duke of Bedford in 1888, by the way, was 68 and 69 years old at the time of the murders. So on that basis alone, I think we can discount this slander against him, as that is well beyond the age range given by witnesses. As I said, though, it was the Stowell article in late 1970 which really gave this story legs. Unfortunately, the Criminologist magazine, which was evidently not peer-reviewed or fact-checked, seems to have had a small print run, and I was unable to locate a digitised copy of the article in question. This isn't ideal, but I found a scanned copy of its first page, published in another journal actually, whose name wasn't given, plus plenty of quotes and its core arguments cited in secondary sources. So I can still tell you what Stowell claimed and didn't claim, and the evidence he said he had. First of all, he didn't name Prince Albert Victor in the article. He simply referred to his suspect by the letter S. He gave clues to his identity, though, calling the supposed murderer an heir to power and wealth, who came from a family who, quote, had for 50 years earned the love and admiration of large numbers of people by its devotion to power and service. In 1888, it had been almost exactly 50 years since the prince's grandmother, Queen Victoria, had come to the throne in 1837 and begun the Victorian age. He suggested that the prince liked to wear deerstalker hats and could have learnt the rudimentary skills of disembowelment by seeing deer hunted, killed, and cut up for eating. He also said that the man he claimed was the killer went on a cruise with his parents after the murders, which mirrored Prince Albert Victor's trip to India with the Prince and Princess of Wales in 1889. Despite some discrepancies, like the statement that S gave up his commission in the army at the age of 24 and completely lost his mind in 1889, neither of which fit the prince, there still isn't really anyone else who answers the description as well as him. Other authors have tried to say that perhaps Stowell was thinking of someone in the prince's circle whose name began with an S, but that doesn't tally with his account of a person who was an heir to power and wealth from a family that could really only be the royals. Furthermore, another author who has written about the Ripper case, named Colin Wilson, later described in a book I'll leave details of below, having had meetings and phone conversations with Stowell as early as 1960, in which the doctor unequivocally stated that his suspect was Prince Albert Victor. There is very little doubt that this is who he was taking aim at, and the conflicting information in his story could be put down to shoddy research into the prince's life or clumsy attempts to disguise Albert Victor's identity.
Okay. 1 second. Let me okay. So that's pretty much the theory is basically pretty young. In the 1960 is when it was first postulated, and hold on a second. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I saw a new comment. I didn't know it was from Dumbass. Anyway,
yes, it's El Pendejo.
There you go, El Pendejo. Yeah, but
Hey,
okay.
I remember back in the 70s, I think it was the late 70s, 78, 79, the TV show In Search of with Leonard Nimoy. They did an episode on Jack the Ripper, and I believe they did bring up the possibility, the speculation that it was a royal. So that's been around for a long, long time.
Well,
I guess putting the pieces
like I said,
together and the actual evidence to show, where they were and etc. Probably is difficult since
Right. Well, I mean, look at what's been going on with Prince Andrew. I mean, the way they've covered up his crimes and the way that
Yeah.
they've covered for him, it's been really eye opening to me.
And look at the king, the way he's a Muslim, and
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Definitely seems that way, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, it's just when you look at the Ripper crimes, there was like multiple times where the police blatantly destroyed like proof and evidence. Like there was something written, I think it was on Catherine Edo's body. There's like written on the wall there, and the first detective on the scene had that like scrubbed.
yeah,
You
he
know.
said it would
Yeah,
cause
it's supposed to be like hidden code or something. Yeah.
Right, and several times, like there's like he was when he was accused of being a butcher in the press. There was a letter that was like given to the press that says, you know, where he was like, "I'm not a butcher," you know, and it seems like there was an arrogance there, you know, and the fact that the people keep going back to the fact that if there was a gentleman in Whitechapel, that he would have been conspicuous, but you know what, people in Whitechapel, that was like a slum, and you had rich people down there all the time,
Right.
because that was where you went when you wanted something, right?
Well, I mean, it was Albert Victor supposedly went to the brothel, so
Yeah.
yeah, that might have been done that way somewhere. You know,
Right,
or
right,
as
right,
we
right.
would as we would say here, there you go down the shore for a prosy.
There you go. There you go. Well, I mean, if Jack was actually from the royal lineage, and something that she didn't mention that needs to be mentioned is that Prince Albert Victor, all the royals were required to do military service, and some of that service was like in war zones. I mean,
It's pretty much, it was pretty much suggested in one of those little clips that he's kind of slow, I suppose you could say.
Yeah.
Not really that smart, not really that great on the battlefield either.
right,
So,
right,
yeah.
And I don't know if she's going to go into it, but there is a rumor that he might have been gay.
Oh yeah, there's one of the clips did say that he went to one of those male brothels, which was definitely frowned upon back then. Definitely.
And also that he contracted syphilis. And what is
Jack the Ripper was also gay. Oh God. Now I can't stand the guy. Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
Now he crossed the line.
I know.
Well, I mean, in that, if you're in Victorian era and you're supposed to be the heir to the throne, but
I'm
you're
super.
not attracted.
Thanks for asking.
But you're not attracted to women. I mean, what would that set up in a guy, especially somebody who's got syphilis, and syphilis affects your brain. It basically makes your brain into Swiss cheese.
Right, okay. That's right. It did say syphilis. What was the other one? Yeah, he's just a nut job because of syphilis, and there was or something. Yeah.
Right. Let me see. Okay. Okay. That's jacked. All right. Me get caught up here.
All right, come.
Lord of the Rings tour.
All right,
okay,
Captain.
so they're having a conversation completely without us over
Cam.
here. Let me read.
Since I've not said hello yet.
Okay. Apparently went to the more Canterbury, mostly mountains list. Okay, so this is a conversation that has nothing to do with the subject. Okay. All right, gentlemen.
No, it doesn't.
If there's one that has something
Unless
to do
Jack
with
the
the
Ripper's
subject,
in Middle
I'll
Earth or
highlight
something.
it. Anyway. All right. So, but okay. So, the thing is that why the theory makes sense to me is the way that everybody just immediately dismisses it. It's immediately like dismissed. Like I was watching most of the videos I watched today. It's like immediately it's like, and there's this crazy rumor of the arch of Edward Victor. Of course that's crazy. I mean, oh my God,
couldn't possibly be the royal. Nothing to see here. Carry on.
Nah.
Yeah, and
Prince Edward or Andrew wasn't molesting and eating children either. You know, it's so crazy.
And you know, there's just
Yeah.
those people who sadly passed away, just freak accidents that were involved with the Clintons.
yeah,
We all know this.
they fell on a knife and gutted themselves. And
Yes.
Exactly. You
And-
stepped
and
yourself
their
in the
body
back
parts just-
17 times,
oops.
you got run over by a truck.
There you go. Anyway, well, I'm just saying, you know, when you talk about like royal cover-ups, the way the royal cover-ups always worked was the police were like the shock troops of it, you
Right.
know.
Oh,
And
they
that
covered it up. Yeah.
as soon as they saw something having to do with that had royal taint to it, they was like, so immediately go up the send it up the line to the chief constable or somebody.
I'm going to bring
Yeah,
up.
that's what they reckoned that the hidden code was, or there was something
Yeah.
in the death, the type of death that was, the nature of it was supposedly code.
Right.
Cool. Did I'm going to bring up your favorite guy. Did you read From Hell by Alan Moore?
Yeah, I didn't get through it. I didn't get through all the way through it. I think he was talking about the royal doctor, was he not?
Yeah, the royal doctor. But that was just an insight to the police. They were just like,
Yeah.
we can't arrest the royals. You know, we'll lose our pensions. You know, like
Oh yeah. No.
it's
Yeah.
easy to bad guys, but like, what are you going to do in that society? You know.
Mm-hmm.
Leave the case unsolved.
Yeah, you're talking about H.H. Holmes. H.H. Holmes was an
Yeah.
entirely different animal from Jack the Ripper. But yeah, I know that theory. But yeah, basically, you know, and when you look at his background, he was overseas. He was in Calcutta. There's all these rumors about him going to male brothels, and you know, and he wasn't a very impressive person by any stretch of the imagination.
No. Pleasant
he
enough,
wasn't-
I suppose, but
Well, I mean, if he
that's
wasn't
what
a
they said.
grandson of Victoria herself and like heir to the throne, you know, he probably grooming poodles. I mean, it just wasn't very,
perhaps.
wasn't very established. But he did have a lot of habits, like you know, he was very promiscuous. He was involved in all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well,
he did.
Wasn't it suggested that he had an illegitimate child with one of the prostitutes as well?
Yeah, that was part of the theory that they were covering up him having illegitimate child by murdering all the prostitutes in the area.
Ah, yeah.
That
would certainly do it.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see if he
right,
continues with that theory here. Let me share it again. Okay, where's it at?
You have lost the clip.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what they're doing here.
I mean, this is all
Share
moot.
screen.
We all know who the killer is.
Oh.
Bones McCoy solved it. It's a shape-changing alien from outer space. Red Jack.
Oh.
There you go.
Red Jack.
That's it.
Right.
According
Right,
to
right, right,
Stoll,
right.
the prince had contracted an STD, perhaps syphilis, at a
There you
young
go.
age from a prostitute. He was then driven insane by it, and this explained his murderous rampages as an act of revenge against prostitutes in general, despite the fact that Stoll also claimed the prince caught his illness from a male partner. It was this disease, he said, which eventually killed His Royal Highness in a mental home, and not the effects of flu and pneumonia. As for why Prince Albert Victor was never caught, the establishment hushed it all up, of course, to avoid the scandal. So just to be clear, the argument was that Albert Victor was crazy, and this accounts for him being a serial killer. However, he was sane enough to only target prostitutes, not murder anyone closer to home, even though that would have been far handier, carry out public engagements, pose for engagement photos a few weeks before his death, and hide his insanity from the rest of the world so effectively that no one outside the family and medical team noticed that the second in line to the throne had lost his marbles, become a slasher, and ended his days in an asylum.
And
No, he
we didn't
wasn't
have
wearing
a
a
president for the last 4 years that couldn't even tie his shoes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he wasn't wearing a rubber Johnny, as we would say.
Well, there you go. There you go. Anyway.
Right. This special group of family and doctors then pulled off a wildly effective cover-up, lasting years and including dozens of people at an absolute minimum who all managed to keep their mouths shut for the rest of their lives. We'll exclude the thousands who would have seen the prince at public events during the final years of his life when he was apparently criminally insane, because presumably they are just supposed to have thought him no more than eccentric. Stool's supposed evidence for this fantastical story were the papers of royal physician Dr. Sir William Gull. Gull's son-in-law, Theodore Ackland, was a former colleague of Stool, and it was through this connection that he had apparently been asked by Ackland's wife, Caroline Gull, to look at her father's papers in the 1930s. Unfortunately, these papers were never produced, and their existence and content never corroborated by anyone else. More on that in a couple of minutes. Soon after the article was published, it was picked up by the mainstream newspapers and created a media storm. The Sunday Times almost immediately realized that the suspect had to be Albert Victor, and said so on the 1st of November. Now, admittedly, there are a few similarities between the prince's physical appearance and that of the Ripper, most notably a moustache and dark hair, and Albert Victor also seems to have suffered from STDs during his life, so that probably wasn't.
What's that?
I was just joking. Like, there's a lot of similarities, like the mustache, the skin color, the bloody knives and aprons in his house.
Oh yeah.
What gave it away?
The fact he liked to take a walk with cutlery.
Oh yeah.
The fact that he used to cough and go, "Dirty horse, dirty horse."
Pointy objects.
There you go.
I'm going out standing. I mean, talk to the population.
Uh-huh.
I'm just taking my knife for a walk here.
Yeah.
Well, let me
Isn't
say
that what that Dogma guy said?
Yeah.
A what? Knife for a walk?
Yeah, that's for night for a walk. Yeah.
From hell, in From Hell, it was William Gull that was killing people on this guy's behalf. That
All right.
Alan Moore was saying that he secretly married a Roman Catholic. And that they were killing all the witnesses at the wedding. He fell in love with a Roman Catholic prostitute.
Right.
And he was killing all the witnesses, and So.
Well, that he's wrong about one thing about the whole syphilis thing. People can contract syphilis and go go insane and still be functional.
Okay.
I mean, there's people that were only discovered after outbursts of violence that they had it, but they'd be functional and almost have a Jekyll and Hyde thing going on.
And I wonder if I don't know enough about it, but he was the second line to there was no medicines that they could give him before public appearances.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like Joe Biden, I'm sure they pumped him up with something to make it so that
the thing.
Right.
Well, they did have liquid cocaine.
Right.
That was readily available.
All right. Okay. Cocaine and hookers. There you go.
Liquid cocaine, also known as Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Cocaine was in
Pony Soldier.
Yeah. Well, there was a cocaine that was part of author Conan Doyle, who wrote Sherlock Holmes about this time, and that was his that was the thing he did to, like, when he got real bored, is he shot up cocaine. And so that was in use at the time, but only like the upper crust had access to it. And he's about as upper crust as you get. And so if he was like, every time he needed to do a public appearance and shooting up cocaine, I mean, that's...
I've been disemboweled by Jack the Ripper.
I don't think you have, love. Oh, that's a deep cut right there.
A deep cut. A deep.
Sorry, my apologies. That was not
years
classic.
old in 1888, nowhere near his 30s or 40s, which was the age range given by witnesses who saw the murderer. And completely aside from that, there is a mountain of very solid evidence that Stool's claims were a complete fantasy. Above all, Prince Albert Victor wasn't in London on the dates of the murders. He had alibis for all 4 of the kill dates, which are confirmed by a combination of the court circulars and private papers, including
all which were lost.
Of course.
None of them have ever been produced. It's like, well, we know they existed. So,
bit convenient.
How convenient.
Yeah. Anyway.
including Queen Victoria's own diary. On the 31st of August, he was staying with Viscount Down at Danby Lodge in Yorkshire. On the 8th of September, he was at Cavalry Barracks in York. 3 weeks later, on the 30th of September, he was at Balmoral in the Scottish Highlands with Prince Henry of Battenberg and had lunch with the Queen herself. On the 9th of November, he was at Sandringham with his family, celebrating his father's birthday, which was on that very day, and included a ball that night. None of the sources mention him having just arrived from London or rushing off to get there. The newspapers were able to locate and cite much of the relevant evidence within days of Stoll's article going public, which indicates how little external research he'd done, or that he just wasn't willing to discuss anything which undermined his theory, and apparently hoped no one would notice the glaring holes in it. These are classic problems with pseudo and amateur historians, by the way, and even occasionally with trained historians who just want to get attention by making up something stupid to sell books and appear to think that everyone else is as stupid as they are.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
We're all stupid.
Well, this is kind of like the amateur versus the educated debate that we're having on in society right now. You know, like people like Nick Shirley can't possibly be a journalist because he didn't go to Columbia and get the degree, right?
Nothing gets my hackles up like trust the experts.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And so, so she sells several of the buzzwords, but I keep hearing these buzzwords like over and over again. That basically like, well, this expert said this, and so we've got to take this person's opinion.
Yeah,
and you don't think
that's the fallacy of argument from authority?
You don't think that at some point when this was all taking place, and this guy wasn't actually in those places these documents claim that he was,
right?
You think that somebody in the royal family would have gone in and penciled his ass in just to cover his ass?
Well, all of that could have been documented after the fact. I mean, all of it could be.
Oh, yeah, they could have freaking just, the royal scribe or whatever the hell it is. Just tell him, print this and shut your mouth,
So this is like an unprinted excerpt in Queen Victoria's diary. Okay. So that's good to know. I wonder who provided that information. The
captain. I'm going with Prince Harry with the time machine.
Well, no, I think he'd have to get.
How about Prince Andrew?
Be away from Miss Marples long enough.
I think they were too old for Prince Andrew.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
Here we go.
Oh yes. All right.
Oh yes, Jack the Ripper, cleaning up the streets.
Parkour at a time.
Parkour at a time.
Hey,
you're gonna make me point to the sign, aren't you?
Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I am.
It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen that. It's been a while. We haven't seen that.
I'm gonna have to use that more often. I'm gonna have to dip this. It's stuff I'm gonna have to nip in the bud, evidently.
Oh, come on now.
Anyway, so I every time I did my research today, every time the whole Edward Victor argument came up, immediately it got dismissed. And the reason it got dismissed is because, royal accounts say that he was here, and here, and so there's no way that he could be.
And they would never lie.
They would never lie.
Oh, no.
Never, ever lie.
Never lie.
I mean, unfortunately, we can't make any I mean, they covered it up. They destroyed the evidence, so we'll never know the truth. But like,
right.
But like to dismiss everything, like you got to be like, come on, the Royals covered up so much stuff.
Yeah,
they do.
They're so
they
freaking
really
dirty.
do.
It's not even funny, dude.
But the behavior of the cops is what gets me. Okay, if they had broken the case, I mean, it was such a high-profile case. If the cops had managed to find the Ripper, that would have made their career.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, but you have to understand, they're low class. They can't implicate a royal. Hell no.
Right.
No,
right.
This a freaking peer.
Do you think the Ripperverse has anything to do with Jack the Ripper?
I don't know. Let's ask somebody in CG. They'll probably have an opinion about that.
I'm surprised he hasn't been blamed yet. He's been blamed for
no, right.
There you go. No, he's Ripper. It's Ripper.
There we go.
Not Ripper. So,
Ripper.
There you go. Ripper. There you go. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to say that it seems just from the cops' behavior, just from the way that everybody has circled the wagons and the way we watch the Royals' behavior anytime somebody, one of the younger guys has gotten into a lot of trouble. And it just seems like there's a pattern there that looks very familiar in that, oh, well, there's cocaine discovered in the White House. There's no way we'll ever figure out who had the cocaine in the White House, even though the world's biggest cokehead was there at the time. And you see him on the balcony going, the whole entire time. So we'll never know. It was all.
We'll never know because the Secret Service covered it up.
Yeah, and it was moved to a place where the public would have had access to.
The graffiti that was removed, it said, "The Jews are the men that will not be blamed for nothing." That's what was erased at the double murder night. And there was the police said they erased it because there was already anti-Jewish sentiment, and then other people say it because it was spelt weird. It was Juwese, and other people are saying that it was an anti-Masonic thing because the three I don't know if I'm pronouncing correctly. The three Jews, or Jubilo, and Jubileum, are part of a Masonic ritual.
Right.
So some people are saying that somebody was either blaming the Jews, or some people, or you're blaming, or was a confession that he was a Mason because there was an apron found, and the Masons usually wear aprons.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
the aprons, right? Okay, that's interesting. That's taking a twist.
Yeah. So. I mean, I read, that it was in the From Hell book, and then I read this other book. It was just called Jack the Ripper, and I forget who the author was, but they blamed Seeker, the artist, that he was Jack the Ripper, that he was friends with this guy, and he was either in on it or the murderer itself on behalf of this royal. And if you look at his paintings, some of his paintings they claim have evidence that only the police know. I don't know if that's true or not, but nobody knows. But it's I love Jack the Ripper stuff, but other people saying that this was graffiti that was already in the room,
Right.
But either way, the cops erased it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
They erased it. There was a pipe that was found that was destroyed. There's like several other several other pieces of evidence that were just out and out destroyed by the police officers, and you just have to ask who has enough clout to. Well, the cops were under so much scrutiny at that time that any break in the case would have just made a career. And you want to tell me that
and the investigating chief were rotated out. There was like 4 different.
Right.
Either they were refused to play ball, or they got paid off, and
retired to the countryside or something.
This is like the conspiracy theory, like ground zero. This,
Well, that's why it's so fascinating. Is because there's so much. There's so many ends that are just like don't make a lot of sense, and so the police system was new at the time. Well, police
Probably, yeah.
forensics was new at the time. Alphonse Bertillon.
He used to
just
beat
created-
the shit out of people to get confessions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what the
They literally grab the
collecting,
usual suspects, tie them into a fucking cell, and beat the shit out of them until they confess.
There you go. Well, the collection of forensic evidence to make a case was pretty new. It was less than a decade old.
Right,
Alphonse Bertillon from France had started it, and Sherlock Holmes pretty much popularized it. But it was Dupin, J. August Dupin was the first detective novel. It was written by Edgar Allan Poe. Less than a decade before the Ripper murders. So this was like the whole idea of collecting evidence at the time is new, but it was pretty well established by this point. And so them destroying evidence, knowing the importance of it, they would have all known the importance of it. And so, hey fellas, what's up?
Hey there.
Hey Brian, how
Hello.
you doing? Yeah, and fingerprinting wasn't discovered until like almost 50 years after this. You know.
Yeah, well, it was beginning to be in use, but they needed a database, and the database took about 50 years to establish.
Right.
So, basically, so what we have here is we have a case of some mysterious guy, seen by some as a gentleman. The most often description of him was a gentleman with a mustache, pale of face, who spoke like somebody with education. Somebody
Not
with
ruled
some.
out us. I was getting scared for a second.
Sounds
not
like
us.
Count
No.
Dracula.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Who knows? Bram
You
Stoker
don't know
might have got
the
him from. I came up with it.
What beautiful music they make.
I'm surprised that somebody hasn't done a Dracula as Jack the Ripper yet. There is a Jack the Ripper Vampire Slayer comic that
Really?
came out.
Wow.
I think I've
Yeah.
heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but the artist is incredible, but the writer stinks.
Are we
So,
talking about Stuntman comics?
Yeah, we're talking about
Yeah, they
Stuntman
are-
comics.
Yeah, I was searching for something positive to say. Peter Gilmore is a phenomenal artist.
Peter Gilmore is incredible.
All I got to say is there must be blackmail involved.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That is one of the
Well,
worst.
there seems to be a lot of blackmail around that particular
that was-
individual.
That
I'll
was
just say
just
that.
so poor. But
Jack the Ripper comics. Oh, okay.
Huh,
Gotcha.
I didn't know
I need to look that up. But the thing about it is this. So we got a gentleman. You got upper crust guy, who seems to know how to butcher and remove organs. Which is what happens when you dress a deer.
Right.
And the only people that were allowed to hunt deer were the royal family.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, people put in prison to hunt that butchered deer on royal lands.
Mm-hmm.
I have an ancestor that was put in prison for that.
Yep.
And so,
yeah, you would need a special license, I think, or something.
Yeah,
wouldn't
some
it?
kind of a permit.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
approved.
So you got Edward Victor, who saw some military action, also hunted deer, knew how to dress a deer, and basically he also he had a possible syphilis from a possible gay affair that he had, and so syphilis makes you really aggressive, murderously aggressive in a lot of cases. And so, if this gentleman came back to England and basically without being, basically, what would be the if you were like somebody who was gay and didn't want to be, then you were angry at females. Would you be butchering fellow princesses, or would you be butchering like women in the royal courts? Or would you be going out and finding women that you think are expendable?
Well, it looks like it was park horse season in London.
Yeah, there you go. I'm not saying that there's any smoking guns here. I'm not saying that there's like a lot of evidence involved. But I'm just saying to completely dismiss it out of hand like people are doing. It's really suspicious to me. You know, and the people that are dismissing it out of hand, their politics all seem to be in the same area. And so, and these are the same people telling me to trust the science, right? Gameskeeper poachers will know to dress deer. I'm going to have a bounce soon. Got a date with a girl, catch rest. All right. Thank Camp Cam.
Cam, have a good one, man.
poachers.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we know how to dress deer. And,
with a girl, come on, we're all sitting here on YouTube on a Saturday night. You try to tell me.
He's
well,
got
you can go
priorities.
upstairs and see your girl, and
he's got priorities.
And there you go. But I'm just saying that maybe it's not. There's not a lot of smoking guns here, but to say that,
unfortunately, even if like all of these books and research, what if they found that nobody's going to believe it anyway at this point? So at this point, it's just a fun speculation, and you know, I enjoy this kind of stuff. But like,
well, they've said that there's a genetic match for Andrew Kaminsky.
Right.
But I haven't. It seems like if that was the case, then it would be trumpeted everywhere, and it's like, oh, we solved it, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're solving a lot of crimes right now through familial genetic matches because of these databases that are being created by the public, you know, which are accessed by the government. By the way,
My big brother.
There you go. But I mean, they've been able to like solve some cases, some murder cases that were never thought.
The million monkeys theory is coming through because, like, you know, all of these 4chan people have, you know, everybody puts in an hour, and that's 100,000 hours pretty soon, you know.
Right. There you go. Anyway, Scotland forever. F Brazil. Okay.
Well, that's what I like to hear.
Are they still in the World Cup? Is Scotland still in the World Cup active? Are they still alive?
Must be. I mean, I don't watch football, but yeah.
You don't watch football?
Hey,
I'll tell you
turn in
what.
your European card. Turn your
all
European
all
card.
the people that are coming over, at least in the United States, the European fans are going nuts over In-N-Out Burger and Costco and Dave and Buster's.
They have evidently been like
they're just
lied
air
to.
conditioning. They have fallen in love with air conditioning.
Yeah,
They have evidently been so lied to that they had no idea that America had all this stuff and that
the
Americans
World
were just
Cup
funny.
has been the best PR for America lately.
Yes,
I'm working at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. It's going through some construction right now, and all the other stadiums are just having hundreds of thousands of people, and they're just watching the game on these big screens. And all these foreigners are walking up and down the street, and they're just like, "We love America." And I got to say, I was there for the Scotland-Morocco game, and Scotland. I'm sorry, but I rooted for Morocco because these women, they all look like Princess Jasmine walking down the street.
Nice.
Yeah. So
he could be bought. He could be influenced.
Yeah, the hotter the girls, the more I'm rooting for your team.
If the Scottish were in town, I doubt that there was very much alcohol left.
They drank Boston Dry.
They drank Boston Dry.
It was in the newspaper. Boston ran out of beer when the Scottish fans were there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we would do that.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to what we got right here is I've got my poll. Okay, the poll is available, and basically to vote, all you have to do is put in the chat a 1, a 2, or a 3. Okay, so 1 means that except Bud Light. There you go. They didn't drink the Bud. That's right. They didn't drink the Bud Light. No. So even Scottish people have some standards.
That says a lot. A Scotsman would rather be sober than drink Bud Light.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
100% true.
There you go. Okay, so 1 is debunked. That means that there's no way impossible that Edward Victor, the prince, the crown prince, was could be a Jack the Ripper. Confirmed is that you absolutely think the prince was probably, leaving Buckingham Palace and going to Whitechapel in 1988. 1888. Sorry, 1888. I keep saying that. Sorry. Or if you think in the middle, you think that there is not enough to exclude him, but not enough to confirm him. But you think that there's a possibility that he could have been Jack the Ripper, and that people were basically dismissing it or having some other agenda. So with me, I'm gonna vote for in the middle myself.
I'm voting for in the middle, even though my gut says it's a royal.
Yeah,
I gotta follow the evidence, and unfortunately, they purposely or rookie mistakenly or accidentally destroyed the evidence.
Yeah,
but I gotta go with my gut. Like I feel it is one of the royals, but I gotta go with evidence as presented.
Okay, so you think it's debunked?
No, I put it in the middle. I put it
in the middle.
It hasn't been proved, but it hasn't been disproved.
In the middle.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of evidence that went missing. There's been a lot of narratives that have been. If this guy indeed saw the royal doctor's diaries, and this was in the royal doctor's diaries, that is a direct link to Edward Victor, and that would be the guy who would record this stuff if he was the royal physician, and we do know he was the royal physician. So, even though it's never been produced, I'm sure as soon as they knew these existed, I'm sure somebody from MI6 was probably on their front door.
Right.
So. And so, I don't know, the diaries just never existed. Nobody ever produced one. It's because they're in like a fireplace in Buckingham Palace somewhere.
Yeah,
in the
probably.
ashes. But, so, yeah, for me, I'm going to say it's a possibility. Cam says in the middle. Just put in the chat 3, Cam. Just put number 3, and that will register your vote.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what chat you're in, doesn't matter where you're at. Just put
the
1,
number
2,
3
or
in.
3.
Oh,
and
that way it'll register on the screen.
Number 3.
Yeah. So that way we don't have to do it in different chats. You don't have to visit different chats.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway,
who's next?
There you go. So so it looks like we are pretty solidly going to go.
I want to know, El Squatcho, you probably know, where was Bigfoot at the time of the murders?
That's a good point.
He was someplace else doing something else. He wasn't there.
Oh, you went that too fast. I'm now suspicious.
What? Yeah. He was doing something else. He didn't have any time over.
Yeah, he was taking care of that thing.
Yeah, he was to the guy about a thing.
Yeah, was it the first thing or the second thing?
Would have been special branch at the time. Yeah. Yeah. The Diogenes Club, I think they were called.
Oh yes, the Diogenes Club.
Yeah.
Yes.
Besides, El Squatcho wouldn't need a knife. You just rip them apart.
Well, that was the way to put people off his trail.
There you go.
There you go. I
don't know.
There you go. Could have been Bigfoot.
I don't know what to tell you.
There you go. Anyway, so that was fun though. It's fun to at least talk about it, speculate. There's so much around Jack the Ripper that we could do like 30 shows on Jack the Ripper just by itself.
Yeah.
There
They've done
was
films on it as well.
It could have been an American that did it.
Yeah, people keep bringing up H.H. Holmes, but H.H. Holmes had an entirely different MO.
But the thing was, apparently, according to the time frame,
yeah, he could have been in England at the time.
That time frame, apparently, whoever that individual was in London at that time.
Yeah, H.H. Holmes was in London at the time, yes, but and
then left.
Well, when you see the murder castle, he created the murder castle, and he had a financial aspect to his psychopathy that Jack the Ripper didn't have. Jack the Ripper was just purely there to kill.
Yeah.
But H.H. Holmes, was making money off of it.
Toxic Victorian masculinity. Yes.
There you go.
Yay.
Yes.
I am sorry I brought that up. I honestly, I actually watched the clip earlier, and I didn't watch the beginning of it, so I didn't know if they were going to go that way.
Did anybody hear that rumor that now there's evidence that Ben Franklin might have been a serial killer?
Holy shit.
No.
Well, he did like
No.
women.
There's way more evidence that Garth Brooks is one.
Really?
Yes.
Chris
There's
Gaten.
a lot of evidence that Garth Brooks is a serial killer.
But they found bones, skeletons in shallow graves in his basement.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Well,
Wow.
to do medical research at that time, you would have to buy cadavers.
right, that's
from-
what everybody's saying is he bought cadavers and you can't just go out and bury them. You know?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. He was kind of like
No.
a scientist or something.
There was
on the side.
anybody that was doing scientific research on cadavers had to buy them illegally,
Right.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
and
I
had
just
to.
thought of what if he was buying cadavers illegally and that's what he was experimenting with electricity on and he made American Frankenstein.
There you go. There you go. You just got
Peter
your
Gilbert
next
solved
comment.
it.
You
Peter
just made your
Gilmore,
next
come
comic
on,
book.
we got a
He
book.
just solved it.
My book will actually come out.
There you go. Next comic book.
My book.
I got a Frankenstein in my book, and you got a Frankenstein. I
There
think.
we go.
Uh,
There we go.
everybody's got their
American
version.
Frankenstein. Will he have like a tattoo over the flag on his head? You know.
Yeah, there you go.
There was a book that I wanted to get a hold of. It was a combination of Frankenstein and the Confederacy.
Oh, really?
I
that-
kind of like the idea of American Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Geez, he would be a Frankenstein with 6 guns and everything. Like,
There you
Right.
go.
Right.
I gotta call.
Mini,
Hold on, I gotta
mini,
go. Call,
mini guns under each
I gotta
arm.
go call Chuck Dixon. I'll be right back.
Chuck might be up for that one. I don't know. But anyway, so all right. So what's a good one for a week after next? Do you guys have one that's immediately coming to your mind?
No.
Okay.
How about fluoride? Is fluoride there to make us stupid, or did they actually try to?
Fluoride. There you go.
Right. Okay. Was fluoride like CIA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Or is Tom King still working for the CIA, and that's why he's ruining superheroes?
No.
Well, that one's gonna lead to too much violence. I'm gonna have to pass on that one.
Okay.
I think there's a few
Fluoride.
choice words that all of us have for Tom King.
I've heard that mentioned before.
So, okay, well, we could do the Great Fluoride Conspiracy.
There we
I
go.
remember the first time I heard. Well, I guess I'll save it for next week. But cool. Do they do fluoride in the water over there in Great Britain?
We've got chlorine. I don't know if that's the same sort of stuff.
You got chlorine in your water?
No.
We don't have chlorine in our water.
Chlorine's poisonous.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they don't have chlorine.
Well, it's something like that.
Okay, all right.
It's maybe very,
Maybe
very,
chloride, I guess. I
Fluoride,
don't think
chlorine.
chloride.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's not chlorine. I know it's not chlorine.
Yeah.
You drink that, you're dead.
Fortunately,
man.
we don't have fluoride in our water here, at least as far as has been admitted to.
Right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
Well, you've got a cartel plant as your governor. What do you know?
Yeah, running ads. Her and her henchman, the AG, those fuckers are going down anyway.
Yeah. Well,
They're going
guess who's
down.
over election integrity?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's
Oh,
got her
yeah.
eyes on Arizona. You better believe it. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
All right, kids. Thank y'all for coming. We had a good time. We will catch you all week after next in Cryptids and
Yes.
Conspiracies,
yeah.
where we will look into is the CIA putting fluoride in the water?
Woo!
Well, our
And,
government is putting fluoride, but why are they doing it? To help
Why
us?
are they putting
Yeah.
fluoride?
make
Why
us-
are they putting fluoride in the water?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Why?
Well, I'll find a way to word it to where it fits in our format.
And it's not to keep your teeth from falling out.
What teeth?
No,
No.
that does not help. It does not
No.
help. All I was actually swishing fluoride when I was a kid. They actually gave it to us to swish.
I remember
Fluoride,
that was in
so-
school, right? Like
Yeah,
elementary school and shit.
yeah. I blame a lot on it anyway.
They give you the freaking pink tablets and then all that bullshit, and it's like, come on.
Yeah, pink tablets to see the cavities in your mouth or whatever, you know. Of course, that we pretty much spit pink stuff on each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dyed clothing. It was fun. Anyway, well, you got pink all over you. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, white shirt.
Okay, everybody, you all have a very good weekend, and we will see you next time on Cryptids and Conspiracies.
Bye, everyone.
We will see you next
everybody.
time.
Yep.
Have a good
Okay.
one.